Hey everybody, good evening. It is Thursday evening, about 8 p.m. I actually just looked over there because my clock is always there, and right now I have a Montana Grizz sign up there. My clock is actually over there now. Anyway, it's a little tangent for you. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight is going to be part 2 of having Joel McGee here, talking about his family, his calling, and what ministry and missions looks like in Peru. So I'm really, really excited to have him join us again. You guys are in for a treat. It is such a blessing just through the bizarre circumstances and series of events that really led, as what Joel talked about on Tuesday, that led his family to be here. You know, God just opening up doors for his family to be stateside, visiting. And then now with the COVID concern and pandemic, they are having a little bit of an extended time here in the States. And so we're blessed to be able to spend a little time with him. You guys are blessed to be able to hear from him again tonight. And I think he's going to kind of go down a direction talking specifically more about ministry and what that looks like. So thank you so much. I already see viewers logging in, tuning in right now. Hey Judy, hey Howie, hey Johnny. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey, let's pray, and then your man Joel has a word for us tonight. Jesus, thank you so much for this opportunity to get together. And I know ideally we would love to see each other face to face, but God, we thank you so much for technology and the opportunity to still stay connected. And God, I thank you so much that, what you said to Moses as far as, his calling to save his people, to deliver the Israelites out of Egypt. As you were commissioning and reassuring Moses, you said, "What's in your hand?" And Moses looked at what it was in his hand, and it was a shepherd's staff. And God just said, "Hey, I'm gonna use that." And so I just love that in our hands, we had the technology possible for us to still meet, to still be encouraged, and to still point each other to you, Jesus. So I thank you so much that you simply say, "Hey, what's in your hands? I can use that." So God, thank you so much for using this technology, for using this time, God, to hear from Joel as Joel shares his heart and some of your leading for him and his family and what ministry and missions looks like in Peru. God, thank you for this blessed opportunity. We love you and all God's people, wherever you may be at, couch, bed, bar, wherever that may look like, in your homes, we say amen. Well, awesome, guys. So glad you guys are here. Without further ado, without me rambling, which I tend to do, here is your man, Joel McGee. Give it up.
All right. Well, thanks for the introduction, Joey. And like he said, well, first off, thank you guys for joining in. And so glad you're here. So glad you're taking the time to be with me. Thanks for the opportunity for me just to share a little bit of my heart tonight, a little bit of view, a little bit of talk about where Jungle Master's going, where God's leading Jungle Master. Very excited about this opportunity. Very excited to share where God is leading us here in the future and right now. First off, I do want to do a little shout out to Pastor William in Nauta. Anybody in Nauta, anybody in Peru that's watching us. Hola, ¿cómo está todos? Todo bien aquí in Bellingham. Alex, hope you're there. I was just messaging with you a little bit. Hope you made it. Hope you found your link. Just hoping everybody's safe there, staying safe from the COVID, from the virus. Hoping just praying for God's blessings over you guys. Little update on Santa Rita and what the church, what Abram. I've been in contact with Abram's son Carlos through WhatsApp. They're doing good up there in Santa Rita. They're just under lockdown, but they're still receiving food. So everybody seems to be doing good up there in Santa Rita. Same with Nauta. Little different story in Aikido. Sounds like there's some people are starting to run out of food there, so they're needing lots of prayers. Anyways, I just want to start with the journey that we've been on, the journey of missions, how God's has been working in my life. And I've always talked about back in 2008 when I kind of jumped into this journey, and how God is always He's never shown me much more than just my next step, the next step that He's wanted us to take. He's always been faithful with us. here we are in Bellingham, and definitely was unplanned for us to be here this long here, but here we are. I shared earlier last Tuesday about our journey getting here, and here we are. Lots of blessings coming through this. I can't hide the fact that it's a little frustrating. We didn't expect to be here this long, so just hoping and praying that we can get back to Nauta as soon as possible. But you know, when I first started on this journey back in 2008, going down to Peru, I always had this vision of mechanical training, some kind of training center, and you know, even up until 2014 when we decided to move down there full time, almost 5.5 years ago. It seems like just yesterday. Sometimes seems like, you know, a lifetime ago. But just had always had this vision, had always had this desire. For the last 5.5 years, at times have been frustrated because it seems like God just wasn't going to open the doors to have me fulfill that vision. Didn't know what it was going to look like. But what I've learned, and I've been praying that the last 5.5 years really has felt like just a moment, or just a time of training and preparation for us. Training, you know, we needed to learn the language, so we went ahead, we did that. We did the language school. By no means am I going to say I'm fluent in Spanish, but I'm a lot further along than I was a few years back. You know, we had so many learning curves. We've come a long ways on learning the culture. Still don't know the culture. Still have not perfected that. Still have frustrating moments with the culture, but definitely have come a long ways in the last 5.5 years in that part. Just getting a handle on the ministry, especially after the passing of Tom, taking over the directorship of Jungle Master, would have never in a million years had the desire to take over a ministry. But once again, God said, take a step of faith and do it, and I did, and here we are a couple years later, still doing it. Excited to be doing it. That's not to say that hasn't had its moments of trials. It certainly has, but God has been faithful through it all. And you know, the biggest part that I found is just getting to know the people that are around us every day, and out up on the river, up in those communities, learning the pastors, what makes them guys click, how they work. And it's in many ways, obviously it's similar to the same, you know, we're all human, we all have our human things. And so getting to know those guys on a more personal, deeper relationship has been, you know, a big part of the journey, a huge part of the journey. We still have a long ways to go on all of this stuff. Nowhere near completed. It'll probably be a lifetime journey. But we've come along. I think we have come a long ways in the 5.5 years that we've been there. And you know, just the, like I said, like I've stated before, just this period of training. And I'm not a very patient person, so I wanted to jump in with both feet. I wanted to get going. It's just, you know, 5.5 years, it seemed like, you know, it just was one thing after another. But always, God's so faithful. He loves us so much. He knows our heart. He knows our desires. He knows what it's going to take. He knows how we're going to get prepared, what we're going to need to do. All of that stuff. It's just so amazing, so faithful, and so just so intimate with us. But the process to get here, the process of ministry, what ministry looks like to me, the things that break my heart. I'm gonna just to get a little bit more personal about what ministry and what missions looks like to me. Some of the things I struggle with, it's the amount of opportunities and the difference of opportunities that a person has just just plain from the place that we were born, things that are just totally out of our control. The guy that's born up in Santa Rita, up in the jungle, up in the village, let's just face it, he does not have the same opportunities as a guy that's born here in the U.S. or here in almost any other part of the world. Just plain because of the area that he lives in. The opportunities aren't there. And when you walk down the street from our house and you're walking along and there's people that just are living so differently than us, and yet here I am plunked in the middle of this totally foreign place with my family. We get plunked in there, really not prepared at all for what we were going to see, and this stuff just really broke my heart. It really breaks my heart sometimes to see the hopelessness, the lack of opportunity. I think that's what bothers me the most, is just the plain lack of opportunity that some of these people have. It's not that they don't have the desire. It's not that they don't have the work ethics for it. There just sometimes isn't the opportunity for them to prosper like God wants us to prosper. And there's just this cycle of hopelessness that you can see, and it's just you have to be there to experience it. There's just a hopelessness, and I believe that comes from, like I said, just the lack of opportunities. If you have no opportunity to advance or to gain, you may have the knowledge of God, you may have the knowledge of the Bible, but we're made to create. We're made from our Creator. I mean, we're a piece of Him. He made us in His image. He is a creator. So we have this desire. We have this desire to create, to just use our minds. And sometimes I think when we're robbed of those opportunities, when we have no hope, you can just spin yourself down into this cycle of despair. And like I said before, the knowledge of God, which is just as important, but also the need to produce, the need to create, the need to use our mind. All of that stuff, I believe, is just as important as the knowledge of the love of Christ. So, I mean, and all of this has come just from living there, just from being there, just from learning the people, being around the people. And so, Jungle Master, we really feel, as Jungle Master, as a board, as an organization, just really feel that God is leading us He's opening the doors up out of this period of training, into a different period, into a period of growth. We're excited about growing Jungle Master. We desire to see it grow. Feels like he's given me, finally opening the door up to start this training center. But this vision of a training center that I have is so much bigger than just a training center. I can't just call it a training center. I've come up with just a center of opportunities. Center of opportunities is what, for me, is what fits the bill here. It's not, like I said before, it's not just a training center. It's not just where people come and receive some training. There will be training. There will be technical training. There will be, I see mechanical training. I see carpentry. I see welding. I see all these opportunities for training. But it's opportunities. That's what I feel it is. I feel it's giving people opportunities to be creative, opportunities to come to a place where they have the freedom to think outside the box, to just talk about some ideas, try some things, just a place of what it feels like to live with Christ, to have freedom in that, and to experience creativity, to experience, working with our hands. I love working with my hands. That's how God created me. God created me like this. He gave me a gift of mechanical aptitude and knowledge, and I that's what I'm passionate about. Man, we could talk about, cars and motors and gears and all that stuff. I could go on all night about this stuff. I'm not going to, because I don't want to bore you guys with it, because I know you guys might not be as passionate about it as I am, but I'm certainly passionate about it. I love sharing this stuff with people, sharing this knowledge with people. But this isn't just a place to give opportunities to the people of the Amazon. This is a place that anywhere in the world, people can come and get opportunities. They can have the opportunity to share their knowledge. Anywhere, I encourage people. I want people to come from Bellingham, the States, anywhere in the world, to come use this center. That's what I want. That's what I see. That's what I'm passionate about. I don't know what the end picture's exactly going to look like, because I'm leaving that up to God. I'm leaving that part up to God. I'm not going to put the limitations on God. It's open for God to do what He wants to do. He's given me this picture. He's given me this vision. We're going to run 100% at this until God puts the brakes on and says, go somewhere else. Then we'll go 100% that way. But until He does that, we're going 100%. And I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited. I just want to invite anybody that wants to get on board with it, get on board with it. If you want to talk more about it with me, any of our board members, we've all been talking about, we're all excited about it. Shoot me a message, call me. I'm going to be here in Bellingham. Who knows how long with this virus thing, with borders closed, crazy times. But man, we are on fire about this thing, and we just want everybody to get on board with it. We want the church. We want anybody that wants to get on board with it. The first step that we got to do. I see we have a piece of property that's just outside of Nauta that I found. We want to get that purchased. We're looking for $50,000 to get that purchased. Then we're going to start, the next step will be getting a shop set up on there, and so we can start training, we can start the process. Of course, along with the shop, there's going to come a lot of development. It's a raw piece of land, so there's going to be a lot of capital projects that need to be done. People might want to come down and help with some of those capital projects. Get a hold of us, let us know how you can help, how you want to help, how you want to get involved. We're just really excited about it. And one thing that I'm not very good at is wrapping things up. But I think that's good. Thank you guys for the just once again, thanks for the opportunity to be here to share this. God loves you. God bless you.